Hi friends, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Steph.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we are on episode 3 of our basement renovation one-room challenge.
In this video, we're going to teach you how to make cabinets. And we are so excited to have you here. If you have missed either one of the previous episodes, go check them out in the description below. They will be linked. And I will tell you, we are not carpenters by any means, but you know, renovating an entire basement on a budget, you have to be creative and frugal. You do. So we did a lot of research, watched a lot of different tutorials on how to build a cabinetry, and we really liked the methods and quirky personality from the Bourbon Moth. So we are using his methods here in our videos on how to build cabinetry, carcasses, the drawer front, doors, everything. So we would like to thank him for sharing his talents with us today.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of these projects on this basement renovation.
So we hope through our video tutorial today, you will see that any DIY skill level, you can do this too, and hopefully give you the vote of confidence that you can tackle a build like this as well. So we already have a couple of these carcasses built, and we are going to show you how we built these today. So I'm going to show you here where we have used the router to make these dados, just so you have a better idea of how this gets put together. We are using 3/4 inch MDF. So here we have all of the pieces cut to size for the carcass of our bottom cabinet. This is our bottom board. We have drawn a 3/4 inch line on the left side and the right, where we are going to do a dado cut. And then our side cabinet piece will sit on top of that inside this dado groove. We've also marked where the side pieces will be dadoed to hold our shelf. So back here is our shelf, and over here is our left side of the cabinet. Now we'll show you how we make those dado grooves. So we have our bottom piece clamped together so that we can make our dado cut. So I'm going to show you what we've done. So this is where we're going to do our dado cut, the 3/4 inch. And we have used this professional cutting guide. We've clamped that into place. We measured where the blade to the router will actually be. So the edge of the router will touch this straight edge. So we're gonna push the router up against the straight edge, and then this is where it will cut. So we have everything secure and ready to go, and now we will make our cuts. And this is just a look at the router as well. So the blade's in the middle, and this top edge will be pushing against the straight edge when we cut. Here I go. Here we have our beautiful cut, and this is how the wood will fit in just nicely. And they butt up just perfect. We now have one of our side cabinet pieces in place. So this is where we're going to make the dado cut for the shelf. And we've again marked this straight edge in place so we can run the router right up against the edge and make our cut. We have found that if we take the palm sander and just ease off a little bit of the wood on both sides of the shelf where it will fit into the dado groove, that it just slides in a little bit easier. So we're just gonna sand those a little bit. We're now going to make a dado groove along the back side of our bottom piece, and then also in the same position on both of our side pieces, so that we can put this backing piece right in that groove, so it'll be the back of our cabinet and be nice and snug. So instead of using the router for these dado grooves, we're going to use our table saw, and we have used another piece of our MDF at 3/4 inches wide and set up our fence so that the saw blade is right along the edge, and the blade is set to
1/4 inch deep.
Yes. So we're gonna make our cut on all 3 boards, the bottom and each side board, with the saw set up this way, and then we're going to make another cut, and we'll show you that after. To run our boards through another time to get it the correct thickness that we need, or width, whatever. You guys know I'm bad with words. We're going to bring our 3/4 inch MDF in again, and then a piece of our actual backing, and we have lined it up so that this backing piece is flush with the blade, and then we have set up our fence to that, and we're gonna run each of those boards through again. Now we have that small dado marked and cut on both sides and the bottom piece, and just holding this side piece into position to show you where it's going to be.
To start putting all of the pieces together, we are using wood glue, just running a nice bead down on the first dado groove. And then we're using a finger. You can use a paintbrush too, but whatever works, just to spread the glue out, make sure it's on the whole surface of the dado groove. With the right side panel already up on end, we are going to pull this bottom piece up into place. Make sure that it's flush, and we're also going to use a framing square in the middle to make sure that everything is nice and square before we secure it together. You can get some 90-degree angle clamps, which would be very helpful. We did not do that, but we also had many hands helping on this, which made that job a little bit easier as well. The biggest thing is just to keep everything nice and square, or you're gonna have a wonky cabinet. And we are securing everything together with 2-inch brads. Now moving on to the other side of the cabinet, you'll just want to make sure to wipe any glue that leaks out of the seams before it dries, because that's going to be a bigger mess to clean up. And paint won't adhere, all sorts of good things. So just take care of wet glue while it's there. And also, when you're putting these pieces together, you do want to pay special attention that each piece matches up precisely. So the small dado groove we made in the back for the panel, matches up so that the panel can slide in perfectly. Now that the two sides are secured, we're going to install a shelf. We have applied glue to both of the dado grooves on the sides, and we are just going to slide this shelf piece down into position. It will be snug, so we are also going to use a rubber mallet to tap it into place. The important thing is try to keep it as level as you can while tapping it down, otherwise it's going to kind of pull the side pieces out of place. So just take your time. After the shelf is in and all of the joints are tight, we flipped the cabinet on its side and marked with a framing square down the center of the shelf, and we're just securing that up even more with more brads. And we'll repeat that on the other side as well. Now we're going to put some glue on the edges of some smaller pieces that we're going to secure into place just for some bracing for the countertop, and we're going to secure it right in front of this dado groove. Now we're going to repeat this on the front of the cabinet with another brace piece. If you have a little boo-boo and your brad shoots out the front, you can just fix that by trimming it, and we've already secured another brad into place. And we'll just hammer that in so it's nice and flush. We are using this 3/16 inch
Masonite.
Yep, that's the word. As our backing for the cabinets. So we have measured just inside our dado pieces and cut this to size, and we are going to slide it into place. And this is the completed carcass. And I learned that phrase from Urban Moth, because that's who we are using to build these, because he's the bomb. And here's the back with the bracing. These are known as the lower and upper nailer pieces. These are the pieces that will be screwed through when securing the cabinetry to the wall. To construct the face frame, we are using 3/4 inch poplar. For us, it was helpful to lay out everything directly on the box itself to make sure it was all going to fit perfectly. Then we moved everything over to our work table, and we are going to secure all the pieces together with pocket holes on the back side of the face frame. We assembled each joint with a little bit of wood glue and clamped it to our work surface to make sure that it was nice and flush while we screwed it together. Secure one corner at a time until the entire frame has been secured. With the exterior of the frame assembled now, we can install the centerpiece. This is going to cover the front edge of the shelf. So this particular cabinet we're building Just has two different sections in it, so one shelf and a bottom section. Here's a look at the finished face frame. It's just resting on the cabinet box right now, so you can see underneath the pocket holes securing everything together. To attach the face frame to this cabinet box, we applied a lot of wood glue to all of the edges, and then we tacked it into place using our 2-inch brads. After each cabinet box was built, we installed them, applied 2 coats of primer, and gave them a light sanding with 220 grit sandpaper before applying paint. We're using our Wagner Flexio 5000 sprayer. We love using this with their smaller spray gun. It just gives a nice smooth finish to cabinetry and furniture. We're also using the Behr cabinet and trim paint enamel, which is also just a little bit better quality for durability with something like this. And again, we'd like to thank Amerock for this gorgeous hardware. It really makes all the difference on this DIY cabinetry. You can't even tell that we made them ourselves, and I am so happy with the way they look. We do still have a little bit of finish work left to do. We're going to put some base molding in front of the toe kick and also a little bit of decorative molding on the side panels as well. So be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any additional episodes in this one room challenge, and we are so anxious to show you all of our other projects and of course at the end the final reveal. For watching. Be sure to drop your comments and questions below. We love hearing from you. Again, thanks to Bourbon Moth again. His methods were amazing. He was easy to follow. And as always here at Sunnyside Design, we hope to bring your home to the sunny side of the street.